That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 11th annual Street Festival. The party starts on Saturday, March 15th, with tons of giveaways, a kilt contest, great Irish food, and green beer, and continues on Monday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 11 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Monday, and the street party starts at 2 p.m. both days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's 8th and P in the Haymarket.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Oerman. Old School with Foreman and Oerman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Monday. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. We're the Old School crew, brought to you the new school way. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients Butcher Shop. Locations 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andremat, 168th and Maple. We got a great segment here. We always get excited. We got a special guest. We have Kathy Martinez. Before we get into what we got going on, I got to give you credit. You have the what is it? The patience of Job. Is that it? Right? We were just talking about one of our colleagues, but we won't tell who's, because me and Austin have something up our sleeves. Owning your own daycare since 1993.
Correct. It'll be 32 years. This May.
Yeah. I mean, that is commendable. Obviously, doing something that is very, very selfless. That's number one. But number two is you got to give a ton of credit for it in all the other accomplishments you've had. One I also was looking at that you're on the Governor's Advisory Committee.
Yes, I served on Governor Heineman, Governor Ricketts, and now Governor Pillen's Advisory Committee for Developmental Disabilities.
Yeah, and so Kathy Martinez, runs the show at AFN, Autism Family Network, and obviously they have their Capital City Autism Run April 12th. We'll give you all the information, but it's 8 a.m. registration, 9 a.m. Get your shoes on and get running, and it's the 10th annual, right? It's the 10th annual, and
this
it's
is 10th
rocking
annual.
through the decade.
Correct. And
Yeah.
you can come in costume in your favorite decade.
Yeah, well, you know what? We could dress up like pigs.
What is the favorite decade? What decade are you dressing up as, Kathy?
Well, whatever one the pig is, right? Because of our buddy.
Well, we'll see. We know Jay's stuck in the 90s. And that's all he ever talks about.
I'm more of an 80s kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big hairband.
Yeah. Yeah, I like 80s. Little Rick James. Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. So, Kathy, once again, we'll tweet out the website, getmeregistered.com/run for autism 5K. Get registered by March 29th to get a free T-shirt as well. Appreciate you coming down. Obviously, we're going to get all of our listeners, or as many as we can, out there. Then, obviously, to also donate if they can't.
And we're accepting sponsorships as well.
Right. And what levels of sponsorships do you have?
They range from 150 to 5,000.
Ooh, that's good.
So it's a broad range, so you can come in at any level that you'd like.
Yeah, I think we could make something happen here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take around the since we were talking about Pius X, right? Kathy, if you don't know, I have a affinity for Pius X.
I did not know that
because of our colleague.
Oh, okay.
Affinity is a certainly a choice of words.
Yeah, I'm being nice, but it's only because if I Googled Pius X, white kid, he would come out. So no offense.
Okay.
But no, I'm just saying we will make sure that we have a sponsorship here, courtesy of the 937 The Ticket.
We appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
Give us some more details about what all goes into the run. How excited you are. Obviously, I've seen you do your work. I've seen you down with the Lincoln Police Department, trying to advise and help them when they do come in contact. I thought that was one of the best, one of the coolest days where you're able to go up and kind of teach them how to police or approach, or more importantly, de-escalate, and recognize some of the intricacies of somebody with autism. Can you talk about that as well?
Sure. We try to find the gaps and barriers in the autism community. And one of those is, if a person with autism is approached by law enforcement, how would they respond, and how would law enforcement respond to that individual? And would they recognize the disability? Because autism is considered sort of a invisible disability, because obviously it's not a physical issue. It's more of a cognitive impairment. And so we do work with Lincoln Police Department to recognize those signs. We also co-present a program called Project Lifesaver for Lincoln, where it helps people that engage in elopement and wandering behaviors stay safe. And we provide those individuals with tracking bracelets. So if they become lost, the police department can find those individuals really fast without having to do a huge manhunt, and lots of hours put into that. The average response time for that is around 30 to 45 minutes. So obviously it's much more efficient, and that's a free service that the Autism Family Network provides.
And talk about how, like, obviously you've been owning a daycare for since 1993, but just how Autism Family Network has grown through different stages, though, and then where it's at right now. I know that the athletic department supports you guys, and also other people with disabilities. Talk about the growth of not only AFN, but then also the recognize it, and then obviously it's become more, hopefully, mainstream.
Sure. AFN started in 2006 with a group of about 6 parents and a nurse from a local pediatric office, and HIPAA prevented her from connecting us. So she developed this support group network, just started with a handful of families, and now we serve between 500 and 1,000 families. Over 500 families receive our monthly newsletter. We also serve underserved rural communities outside of Lincoln. We've served people in other states that come to us for advocacy. We've grown significantly in the last 20 years. Next year will be our 20-year anniversary.
And do you have anything planned for 20 years?
And we're
Or they-
hoping to put a gala together.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously, I know that when you plan stuff, you start planning, get it done, on to the next one.
That's
Right.
correct.
It's always constantly working to improve things. And once again, April 12th, out at was it Sand Hills Global Event Center, right?
Yes.
84th and what is it?
It's
Almost
84th and Havelock.
84th and Havelock, really right across the, I guess, 84th from the Mercado.
Yes.
So,
And
really?
it'll start at the Global Event Center at the Sand Hills Global, and then we'll run on the Shanda Dixon Trail through Mahoney Park
Right.
and loop back, and that's a 5K.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. How many participants are going to be dressed up? Most of the runners or most of the workers and volunteers?
I know the workers
Yeah.
and volunteers will for sure, and sometimes we get some runners in there that like to participate for the costume contest.
Right. Austin, you at 2000s?
Ooh, I don't know. I would probably I don't have much thematic wear, so I'd probably have to be 2010s and just bust out like an Andrew Luck jersey or something. Probably what it
Yeah,
would
he's a
be.
big Colts fan.
Oh,
So, yeah.
I just don't
okay.
have much thematic gear. Is the thing.
He's
you
too
could-
young.
Yeah.
He
Or you
doesn't-
could always do like Christian Leitner with the.
Oh, I do have a
the-
90s
yeah,
Duke
see-
starter
see,
jacket.
there you go.
Yeah.
See?
I'll do 90s.
There you go.
Deal.
There you go. Once again, Kathy, what's the website just for AFN? So I think it's also I'd like to point some of our listeners to AFN's website is also, as well as the registration for the race, but more importantly, AFN website. So when they feel that they can donate outside of an event.
Sure. Our website is autismfamilynetwork.org, and we do have a couple of donate tabs where you can donate via PayPal or Venmo.
Okay. And
If-
then do they have to, for this right here, for a sponsorship, do they have to specifically in the, I guess, was it memo?
In the Get Me Registered
Sure.
site, it does a lot for
For you.
you to choose a sponsorship level.
Yeah. So it's Jay and Austin proof then, essentially.
Perfect. Yes.
What are other events you have potentially coming up in 2025?
We're going to have our second annual golf tournament sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating in September, and I don't know the date offhand. And that will probably be at the Highlands Golf Course again this year. We will have our Christmas parties and our Halloween party. We'll have
Right.
our swim nights at Star City Shores in the summer. Hopefully a conference again in
Yeah.
August.
One thing I want to ask is when or if do you get to take a break? Because every time I see you, it's like you're busting a move.
I'm highly motivated and I
Yeah.
don't sleep a lot. I
Right.
sleep about 5 hours a night. That's all you need, really.
Yeah. And so there is no break, right? You're like,
No.
yeah. Well, you know what? It comes through your work. I can tell you this firsthand. I've seen you in action, and Austin knows when you do it with passion, you do it for the right purpose. It always works out for you. And he's actually really, really grown for the few years that I've known you. So
One of the unique things about the Autism Family Network that I like to brag about is nobody takes a paycheck, because every dollar that we raise goes directly back into the programs for the people in the community that we serve.
yeah,
And that I'm very proud of, because all of us are basically passionate parents that are board members, and we're doing it for the right reason, like you said.
yeah. And one thing is like not just with AFN, but just anything that you have going on. Like for me, I got some medical stuff going on. Just finding, you guys had a support group, but just getting people on the phone this day is hard. And I always wanted to ask you, how special it is from when you think of it. You guys started a support group, which generally, or your support group generally is your friends and family, but it's supported with almost kind of strangers. And now it's grown here to almost on the cusp of your 20-year anniversary, but to all the leaps and bounds you're taking. How special is that when you do take a couple minute break to look back and it's like, what, this has really grown into something special, and it continues to grow though too, which also I don't want to go understated.
I think one of the most enjoyable parts of this journey has been all the connections I made with people and helping people, because I've gone through it personally, and I can help people with the roadmap that I created with my own son, who's going to be 22 this year. And so it's like a different language when you're in our community. Nobody knows about different services that are provided on a federal level versus a state level versus a local level. And that's what we kind of like to help people do, is navigate that.
Is the biggest thing that you see is just the education piece? Because let's just say, obviously I'm from Minnesota, but obviously the things that at a local level is different. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in Minnesota versus Nebraska. Is that the biggest thing? Because I could move here potentially and think, okay, well, it's just like everywhere. But then you get here and you pick up a phone like, nope, this is different. Or if you leave where Nebraska to even potentially maybe Omaha or just right over the border, say Council Bluffs or something. Is that the biggest hurdle for a new family either coming here or you're trying to get into the autism network?
Well, every state has their own waiver systems, and they're all unique in their own facets and different services that they provide. So if you did move here from another state, or you move out of Nebraska to another state, you have to relearn their system.
Right. So it's essentially starting over. And
Correct.
and that's a big task. And that is probably at the forefront of decision making, right?
We get lots of calls from people that want to relocate to Nebraska for employment, but want to feel out the lay of the land before they make that decision to move here.
Right. And then on the flip side, does it affect if people might take employment somewhere that they've done the exact same thing, maybe not have the type of services or don't know the lay of the land at another location?
And generally, when you move from state to state, you do have to start over on a wait list for a waiver, and you will have to reapply for SSI on a federal level
Sure.
too, once you leave your state boundary. So it does affect a parent's ability to move around.
Right. And the one thing is also, like, I've moved around a lot as a kid, and obviously through sports, is when you move or don't move, it's not just I guess I always call it your posse, which is, your people inside your house. It's when they get older or people that know you or not. Because obviously with you being the head of AFN, I know you most likely, I can't speak for you, but to say you decided to move, then that's essentially you're moving a big part of your company, let alone somebody else moving here. So it's a life changing, which started out as a support group, which you've grown into a really, really great organization.
Thank you.
So, and that's just for me, just talking. I mean, it takes, first of all, since 1993 with daycare, I could just, man, I know some days, man, you know what, Kathy, I think I'm not a big drinker. I know I got a decent bottle of wine. I'll make sure you get it on it. Like, I know I love Caesar, by the way. That's my dude. He doesn't, we're both the same because we don't say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's pretty quiet.
Right. We could just sit there and have a great time and probably say 5 words. I like it because he knows, we're good. I'll give it to him. I'll get you guys a bottle of wine that I have probably, hopefully it's aged well. So,
Perfect.
Appreciate you stopping down once again. April 12th, 8 a.m. registration, 9 a.m. kickoff. We'll tweet out and put it up on the ticket website. 10th annual Capital City Autism Run. Appreciate you again stopping down, Kathy.
Thank you for having me.
With that being said, we're going to take a quick break, come back, and we'll talk a little combine news with Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Oerman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
MWA Pro Wrestling returns to Lincoln Friday night, March 7th at the First Avenue Social Hall. And in Beatrice at the Beatrice Auditorium on Saturday night, March 8th at 7 p.m. Don't miss 2 huge shows. Visit Facebook.com/MWA Pro Wrestling for more information. Tickets are on sale for both events. Friday night, March 7th, 7:30 p.m. First Avenue Social Hall in Lincoln. Saturday night, March 8th at the Beatrice Auditorium, 7 p.m. Brought to you by 10 Pins Fun Center, Felipe Electric, and Stone Hollow Brewing Company.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555. Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through March 4th is $1 off crisscross pretzels, buy one get one free on hot dogs, and $2 off on Piedmontese brats. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, and at 168th and Maple Streets in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Every home is different. Every family is different. So when it's time for a new heating and cooling system, why not get what fits you best? Get the perfect fit with Bryant. Maybe you need higher efficiency, better humidity control, increased warranty, or all the bells and whistles. Bryant provides options. Options in warranty, features, comfort, and efficiency while maximizing savings. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, second segment? Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. Once again, I want to thank Kathy Martinez from AFN stopping in. Obviously, you have the run April 12th. Once again, registration at 8, 9 a.m. Get ready to rock and roll. 10th annual. Dancing through the decades. So you can, I'm probably 80s or 90s. Austin said he's Christian Laettner. But it's over there at the Sandhills Global Event Center, right there across from the Mercado, 84th and Havelock, but just on the other side. So good route, 5K, great support, and great job. But Austin, some guys that did great things. It was at the Combine. I think it's obviously, I think the Nebraska guys all did well. Obviously, I mean, Tommy Hill wasn't. I'm assuming he didn't run because of plantar fasciitis, and I think obviously you expect him to, do his thing. But I think, for the guys that were able to participate, I think they all did well, and I think they maybe, in my opinion, exceeded expectations. Because I knew Ty would do well, maybe not that well. I knew Fedoni would do well, maybe that well. Now, some guys, you could say some of the, higher ranked tight ends didn't run, but look, being 6'4", 250 pounds, and coming off of some various injuries or whatever, and him being able to run a 4.7 flat, this was Thomas Fedoni. I think he broad jumped 10'3". Ty Robinson was 10 feet 9 inches. I mean, that's
6'6", 280.
Hey, there's one thing I ain't gonna tell Ty. Well, first of all, he ain't never gonna be faster than me. It's questionable. I'm gonna call him the question at 483, but as long as he gets drafted out to 483, I'm good. I don't know if I'm sure he might have got me in the broad jump.
You can get him in vertical, but he might have got you
he
in broad.
ain't get me in the vertical. I was like 36 and a half. I only did it one time.
Smart. You get 36 and a half. You jump once and you're good.
And then obviously the icing on the cake was Isaiah Nair, right? 4.4 flat, 6'4", essentially 220 pounds. The one thing about the combine, I think it shows, and just I guess go with the 3, but we had 4 invited, is letting you know that there's more meat on the bone. That Nebraska has some legit players, and they got 2 homegrown guys in Ty and Thomas, and then you have Tommy Hill, who's been here for a while, but he was a transfer portal guy when the portals kind of started to get busy. And then obviously Isaiah was a transfer portal guy. So then therefore you can say, okay, well, at least they, got some guys that were able to be invited to the combine. Then you got, guys that didn't make it, which is like Ben Scott, which I am a little surprised by, based on his production and how long he's played and who he's played for and played with. And then, a guy like this is a great opportunity for a Bryce Benhart and Isaac Gifford and those guys to showcase what they can do once the scouts come here. So I think what those guys did at the combine hopefully sparks more interest for, Nebraska always has a great attendance at Pro Day, but even more guys will be here, more eyes will be here, more decisions with makers will be here, which then will lead to more opportunities and potential some more guys getting drafted.
I think Nash Hutmaker on the inside would have been another one.
That was probably the most surprising.
Right. With his size, I would have thought teams would have wanted another look at him. I think John Bullock has a big pro day ahead of him. I think he's going to open some eyes, right? That's a guy that's continually graded, close to off the charts, if not off the charts athletically for Nebraska. I think he's going to turn some heads. But then, Jay, I think that the big question is, okay, good. Nebraska has these athletes. How does the next crop of them translate that to on the field, right? Because Fedoni, the numbers, I'm with you, were, pretty eye-popping for a guy coming off 2 knee surgeries. Again, he was clean this last year, and that matters more than anything. But if he's still that athletic, why didn't we see it nearly as often, right? Where's the functional athleticism from him? For Isaiah Nair, right? Clearly, all the physical gifts in the world. He was healthy pretty much all year. We didn't hear about an injury from him. Man, why wasn't he able to put those physical traits to more consistent use on the field? Was it him? Was it quarterback? And these are maybe some questions we can't fully answer. And of course, there's not just one cause. Ty Robinson, we started to see show up, quite a bit more this year.
The last 2 years, he became more consistent.
Right, which is to his credit. And Tommy Hill, of course, robbed of what was shaping up to be a pretty darn good season for him because of the injury. So yes, it's great that Nebraska tested off the charts. It's good for those guys. Wish them nothing but the best. Now the hope is next year's, juniors that are now seniors, if they have numbers like this, let's start to see that functionally show up on Saturday.
Yeah, and it's a little bit harder because, I think the talent level, I don't think the record reflected the talent level, but then also, I think there's probably a couple games they probably could have won, which then would have probably had more guys there. Then you're like, okay, well, we've seen it. Look, when you have Jamal Banks, Nair, Fedoni, and even if you have a freshman or a veteran quarterback, you got to spread the ball around. Then here comes Barney, the emergence of him, right? And then Borkature was. So I just think it was a little bit of circumstances, and it wasn't good or bad. I just think it's just part of the deal, right? And you're trying to piece together, a viable offense, and you had a really good freshman quarterback, but you had to get some consistency there. And I think, the better Isaiah did at the beginning of the season, maybe teams started rolling stuff to him. There were some opportunities that maybe were missed. I think the Ohio State game, there was a chance that he could have got a big play. And he's always been kind of a vertical type of guy. He made a couple 50-50 catches. but then he went out, and so then he went out to the East West and ripped it up a little bit. So, receiver's hard because there's so many things that go into it because we didn't really get the consistent running game going until a little bit later, right? And that's when Big Ten gets harder. The weather's obviously a factor. But then also you got to think, if we didn't do as well on third down, you don't get as many chances. If teams are able to extend a drive, 1 or 2 more first downs, that's equivalent of 4 or 5 minutes. That's
touches, that's targets,
right,
all off the board.
And then also it changes the way you play calls. So I think there's a lot of things that go into it. But you got to give them credit. They, look, it's not just what you do in 4 years. You got to go out and look. I think Fedoni did decent enough at the Senior Bowl. I think Ty did. Tommy didn't get to participate. Some of the other guys that went to All-Star games, they did well. And Isaiah made himself some money or created an opportunity for him. And so they all have done a really good job of attacking what they needed to do. And you're happy for them. One, they were able to make a bowl game. Number 2, they've gotten opportunities maybe they wouldn't have had to gotten in the past, even if they were the same productive type of player.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on a 4-8 team versus a 6-6 team, you probably only have 1 or 2 guys that go.
The combine doesn't bring a lot of good stats, bad teams.
No, they don't, and they don't get as much look-see, and so that's why I think these guys, when you're trying to, like I call it, walk and chew gum, these guys could maybe open up some doors for guys that actually are good football players. Now, there's more opportunities, more leagues. There's the Canadian Football League and the XFL and that type of deal. But then also they get a chance at the pros. There's a ton of more opportunities, and that's what you want in your program. And so we got a text here from Old Dad 34. He said, Jay, do you think Ty moved up into the 3rd or 4th round, maybe higher? Look, man, I think he definitely helped himself. Now, where he goes, I would say 4th round at the lowest. I think I heard, or not heard, but they were saying after the Senior Bowl, he moved up to a top 100 pick. That's the first 3 rounds. So that's by the end of day 2, being 6'5.5" and 288 pounds or whatever he was, and running a 4.83. He has done nothing. He has done nothing. There's nothing else that he really can do.
Not at this point.
When you think about it, right? He's been here. He's been durable. He's gotten better. The last 2 years, he's been way more consistent. This year, he was very, very good, very consistent, and played well all year long. Ended it on a bang. He went down to an All-Star game and kicked butt down there, right? And you're going against the best of the best, so you're not going to win every single rep. But he won more than he lost. And I know he's going to interview well. I know he's a good kid. Can't even call him a kid no more. He's big, right? He's a good young dude, young man. He's a tough kid. And then also he has a very high ceiling. I think he can get way, way better. And then he went to the underwear Olympics and knocked it out of the park so much that he went viral, and the comments are funny. I sent him one, and I don't, I always just try to, I think some guys try to be like there's nothing wrong with being friends with the player, but I think they try to be too friendly. I always try to, he's a young kid going through this process. And so I sent, I know Ty just a little bit, or whatever. So I sent him, I said, dude, you went viral. He sent me back, he's like, man, the comments are off the chain. It was funny, man. Cause it was, how they could play it on the, I guess on the video, and then they could have the comments. His one brother was like, man, I ain't seen a big white dude move like that forever. He's like, what are they doing in Nebraska? Where are they getting
cold white boy?
Yeah, they were like, we need to move him to O-line. It's just like, that's a big country fed Nebraska kid
from Arizona.
But they don't know any better, right? Because they're like, Ty Robinson from Nebraska. Let's see what he could do. And then once he ran the 40, they're like, woo, he was moving. So, you gotta be happy for him, man. He's done some good stuff, and also if I was on the team right now, sophomore, junior, this should be inspiring me. This dude was just in our locker room. This guy is showing you the way to work. Now, not everybody's 6'5", 290 pounds, but whatever position that you're at, if you want to get to the pros, it's not that far off if you dedicate yourself. It's not talking, it's doing. For Ty to become a better player, he's had to invest more and more every year. That means for the more investment that he's made, he's had to sacrifice something. So you're not going to get it by only, you're not going to get the most out of it if you just keep giving the same. So he's had to welcome new coaching, welcome a tremendous amount of change, welcome criticism, welcome pats on the back, all that, and then continue to have the humbleness or whatever you want to call it to take advice or whatever and continue to get better. And that's commendable, especially in this day and times where I think a lot of kids do a lot more hearing you than listening, and he'll listen, even though he thinks he's tough. He ain't tough though. And I know a texter 1705. His mom is from Nebraska though, so that's the original connection, how he got here and as a family and stuff like that. So, however you get him here is all that matters, and what you do when you get here is probably the most important.
Who behind Ty Robinson do you think is going to have benefited the most from Ty's leadership and Ty shouldering a lot of the load? Who's
that on
who's
the
next
roster
up
right now?
Yeah, who's next up?
I'm assuming just off the. I like some of the young guys like Van Poppel. I think I thought he was a pretty good kid or a pretty good player his freshman year, 2 years ago. Played some this year, made some big plays. It came in, I think, against Rutgers and Wisconsin and did his thing. I'm assuming if I'm him, I'm thinking I'm just, I'm coming right after. This is going to be version number 2, like Keona Davis. I think Judy's done some good things. He's gotten better. And then I think they've, recruited well and transfer portal well. Those are the 3 I know that's right off the top of my head.
Big year for Cam Lenhart.
Cam Lenhart as well. I push more Cam on like
outside Jamari.
Kind of that like elephant hybrid position. I think Cam is gonna play a lot more like he did the first year and really do some things. And he wants to too. I think it just comes down to hyper focus and like I said, sacrificing something, giving more. There's all the catchphrases. My biggest, I like to feed the faith and starve the doubt. But the faith only comes from hard work, man. That's the hardest.
And see, that's funny because faith is supposed to be, something you don't see.
Oh yeah,
and you don't see it right now.
No,
but hard work is tangible.
Yeah,
you see it.
You see
what you put in, you get out,
and you feel it too.
And that day and the next day.
Right. But when it gets tough, the faith in what you can draw back on is something that probably you didn't even know when you were doing it. That's where it's built. And look, there's an old saying that there's every man has both. It's just what you do with it. So it's in you. Doubt and faith is in you. It's just whatever you want to put more energy into. And there's all this different types. So I think it's like for Nebraska's team, look, I think you got a great opportunity. You got to work hard and all this other stuff. You got, you can, everybody can look at the schedule. I hate the bowl game, projections on the schedule. Like your idea is we're winning every game. Let's not try to backdoor our way in there. Let's go. Obviously you need the schedule to be, what you need it to be. Obviously look at Indiana. We'll take that. Right. But ultimately
watch out for Illinois making that Indiana run this year.
I know if a team has won 10 games on the sneak, any more sneakier than Illinois,
I'd like to know.
I don't know who. The only thing that brought them out into Front Street is when Brett Bielema did that and the coach got mad.
With Shane Beamer? In the bowl game.
Yeah, the bowl game.
Uh-huh. He was tweeting at Lane. All that fun stuff.
So that brought a little bit of light to it. And that's what the only other team that was really, I wouldn't say sneaky 10, but like a surprise 10 was a couple of years ago when my boy Stand On Business from Missouri.
Right.
Where he was mic'd up. And he was standing. So, but that was more out in the forefront during the season because it was Tennessee, and Tennessee whooped them the year prior. Obviously, Missouri got a little bit of the payback. Whereas, like Illinois just got 10 wins, and it's like nobody even talks about it.
No,
they had 10 wins, and what Indiana had 11.
Yeah. And granted, Illinois' 10th did come in the bowl game.
Okay.
So two less in the regular season, but they still got to double digits. They bring their offensive line back, quarterback back. They lose Pat Bryant.
Yeah.
The rest of that core's there.
Yeah, and it's and Brett Bielema has shown the ability to recruit that Illinois, Indiana, and really get a stronghold there. And they've put some more money into NIL, put guys in the league. You had Newton that actually plays a lot for the Commanders. Got a little bit hurt, but I think that's where the Commanders like, look, we got essentially a first round pick in the second round last year. Yeah. And essentially we get him back brand new this year. So you're really looking at that as far as the draft. But Illinois was it Witherspoon? He's probably one of the top new young corners. They got a couple defensive end linebackers that are going to be up for the draft this year. So they're going around, accumulating, players and developing them, and it's kind of on the sneak. And you got a coach that's been in the Big Ten. It's kind of quirky, I guess, is the nicest way to say it, right?
Sure.
Right?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
Look, man, I like Brett Bielema more at Illinois than I did at Wisconsin.
Very much so.
Right?
Very much so.
Because Brett Bielema, he come over, drink some beers, and I know he likes barbecue because he likes to eat.
He will put it
right
down.
So everything after that, then we're good. But I think he's done it. Man, he's done it. He's done a really good job, and he's done it kind of.
And there's something about him being that good at Illinois compared to Wisconsin, right? Like Nebraska, Wisconsin isn't really a thing outside of volleyball. And part of that's because Brett Bielema didn't let it become a thing.
Yeah.
Because he was so good, because he had that attitude, because they're always winning the Legends or whatever, and then the West eventually. Nebraska fans didn't like Brett Bielema, but he was very just kind of there at Wisconsin. Some of the same stuff, but not to the same degree. He has amped it up at Illinois, which he kind of has to do at a program like Illinois.
Also, he took over
from Lovey.
No, he took over Wisconsin after Barry.
Oh, after Barry.
So they already were on the cusp.
Yeah.
They were already viable. Whereas I think he took over after Lovey. Lovey kind of did a lot of the heavy lifting. Now, all the guys that you saw get drafted periodically over these first couple years are Lovey's guys. Because you remember when I think Frost was here and they played them, they were all freshmen.
Yeah.
And Nebraska got after him pretty good, but they were hitting.
That was the JD and Wandale got popped over the middle 3 or 4 times that game.
And I can almost guarantee you it was probably Witherspoon that was hitting him. Right? So, but then Brett Bielema was able to bring in really good coaching staff and develop them and obviously take them to the next level. So I think this is his second part of this tenure, all his guys, right? And stuff like that. But ultimately, I don't even knock him for coaching Lovey's guys, because on the same token, he didn't run any of them off. And so and this is also for I guess Coach Rule or any coach. The coach comes in and coaches the guys. Don't say, well, those are Jay's guys. Well, then if he jettisoned them all, well, then you'd be mad about that as well. And then also, if the guys didn't perform, you're like, those are your guys anyways. So those are your players.
Oh, you just kept the good ones. You cut the bad ones. That's rude.
Give them credit or not credit based on what they do, who they're playing, or who they have on the roster. So, anyways, we're gonna take a quick break. Come back, and we got some news out of Fox Sports. Man, Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy.
You know what he's doing?
Kicking it.
He on it. Listen.
He's getting out of the way to give Tom Brady space, because he's not good calling games. They want him in studio instead.
That would actually be good. I like Tom Brady. Tom Brady's better at calling games than what people give him credit for. I think there's a lot of jealousy there. But Greg Olsen is so good. I think it works out well. The one thing Jimmy Johnson is about to do, if you ever got a chance to deep sea fish and catch a mahi-mahi, that's what he's doing. And there's nothing like it. I get a little seasick or whatever. I done it one time, and then I can commence to fertilize the ocean. But the adrenaline, Austin, kept it at bay for just long enough for me to catch a 50 or 60 pound mahi-mahi, the big sailfish. But after that, yeah. But I kissed
chum.
Listen, I kissed the ground when I got back to that bad boy.
Terra firma.
Oh, but either way, we're gonna take a quick break. Come back, Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Oerman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through March 9th, enjoy USDA Choice whole boneless ribeye loins for $13.99 per pound. Cut and wrapped for free. All natural bone and thick cut pork chops, $1.99 per pound. All natural hand cut loin back pork ribs, $3.99 per pound. And carbless canned cocktails, $7.99 each when you buy 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Furious Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Furious Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 11th annual Street Festival. The party starts on Saturday, March 15th, with tons of giveaways, a kilt contest, great Irish food, and green beer, and continues on Monday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 11 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Monday, and the street party starts at 2 p.m. both days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's 8th and P in the Haymarket.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Every home is different. Every family is different. So when it's time for a new heating and cooling system, why not get what fits you best? Get the perfect fit with Bryant. Maybe you need higher efficiency, better humidity control, increased warranty, or all the bells and whistles. Bryant provides options in warranty, features, comfort, and efficiency while maximizing savings. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, old school. Quick segment here before we turn it over to Ticket Weeknights. Got Tom Chattel coming in at 6. News out of Fox Sports: Jimmy Johnson retiring after 31 years. Man, he don't even age. My man, hey, that son doing him good, boy. He got that like year-round tan.
He's glowing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, what was he? How old is he?
I want to say 81, maybe
81.
82.
Yeah. He I mean, the one thing about him I like is that
it says here he's 49.
Jimmy Johnson?
No, it's the race car driver.
Yeah. The few things that
81
when he went into, I got to meet him officially because him and my dad went into the Ring of Fame. It was Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson, and my dad, and a couple other people from different eras. But when you see when they went out and kind of went in a day in their life with him, I think it was either him and Bill Belichick or Bill Parcells. My man can fish. He loves to be out on that water. So I guess probably that's what he's gonna be doing.
Mahi mahi, you say?
I know I caught one. He lives down in Florida somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Where I caught I forget. I don't know. Listen, man. I don't know where I was when I caught it. I don't know where. Listen, when I tell you, Austin, we took a little boat to the big boat. We were so far.
It's like a little trawler boat?
Yeah, to get on the big one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this ain't going to be that bad. Hey, we were like 25 miles away from, I couldn't see anything. I felt like Gilligan's Island. Brother out there, I'm thinking like, if I fall over, brother, I can't swim that
Sharks,
good.
eels, snakes, jellyfish.
But I can't swim that good. You know what I'm saying? And plus,
that boat's moving faster away from you than you catch up.
To catch those big fish, it's got to be deep water. So them waves.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one dude, he's like, what did he say? He's like, big bro, go upstairs, right? Because it's cooler up there. And he's like, just stare at one thing out there. And I was like,
yeah, look at the horizon.
I was like, man, I can't. When you get like, well, have you ever been seasick?
So I don't know if I've ever been like seasick, but
motion sick.
Not so much that. My wife has an incredible picture from our honeymoon. We went to Myrtle Beach and went out on like a little dolphin cruise or whatever. The river part was fine. Then you get out like out of the river, out of the bay into the ocean.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You get them waves. You're going back and forth, and like I'm trying to be there, enjoy the view. Like, hey, look, dolphins. Like what we're here to see. Your boy's just like,
yeah, you don't want to
hold on to the back, sitting there.
Yeah,
like I'm clenching my feet in my shoes, trying to hold on to the floor.
You locked in.
I was locked in place.
Yeah. So I didn't want to move because you think like one false move, and then once you get on there and you really the adrenaline, then that goes away. It like the seasickness goes away, and then immediately, right back to business. Right back to business. One of my friends, he's a banker. He took me out to somewhere in like I think South Dakota somewhere. This big old lake, and we were out there fishing, and it was choppy. Caught it again. I said, yeah. I said, you know what? I'm a land rover. I like the land. I'm not. I mean, I love the fish. I just can't handle
from the
that.
shore.
I can't do it. I got too many issues with my head.
My grandpa. Well, I think one of my grandpas in the Army, one was in the Navy. The grandpa I knew better was in the Navy. So I always consider myself like a Navy guy. Go Navy, beat Army, all that stuff. Nope, not for me. Terra firma.
You be
dry land, please.
You just out in their domain. My swimming skills on 1 to 7, 3.
That's better. I thought you were gonna say.
I'm being nice. It's really like a 1.8.
You like taking other people out to deep water.
Yeah. It's not me and deep water ain't happening. It's not.
Let's just say there's a reason that most of the time when you hear about like the ocean in the Bible, it's in reference to chaos.
Yeah.
Talk about their domain.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It was great to do it once, and that's it.
So you did it.
Yeah.
And you made it. You
I
survived,
did.
Jay.
And that
you're a
food was-
warrior.
Hey, and that
the
food
water
was-
didn't get you.
It was good too. It was worth it. But when I got back to land,
Kissing that sand like the Indy 500
I
bricks.
jumped off that little boat. I was out of there. I was like, man, I need cold water just to kind of shock my system. Never again. I'm already light skinned. I was about as pale as that.
Pale as me.
Pale.
You just point over here. It's
Okay,
fine.
yeah.
It pale as me.
Brother from another mother. Anyways, my brother from another mother. Good Monday show. Once again, we want to thank Kathy Martinez from AFN stopping in. Obviously, Eastrick holding it down on the block. But for Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, old school, we'll holler at you tomorrow.